The whole vision of Context started, I guess, with the 10-year anniversary of Minus. We knew we had this important year coming up, and I really wanted to celebrate it, doing something different than we'd ever done before. I think one of the core ideas of Minus and just most of the things that interest me is about bringing people together, relationships and connections, but always based upon technology being in the middle. And we'd had a lot of success with Minus showcases, Magda and Troy and myself. This was actually part of the success of Minus, that people like seeing us all together. And that was really where Context started to form. It was like, okay, people like to see us together. We like having contact with the people. We like having contact together on stage. How do we build upon that?
So now
let's get closer to each other and closer to the crowd. And then we started to build the idea and the technologies and even the greater concept around that. There had been some technological advancements in DJing. I had moved away from turntables. I was using Traktor. So this started to open up a door of being able to have a time code that would allow me to sync, other people to my records that I was playing.
Yeah, sorry.
In my house, on the on our table, we just had all the computers, a couple of the artists over, and just plugging everything in, and a lot of trial and error because sometimes the computers saw each other, sometimes they didn't, and we're like slowly figuring out you have to turn this thing on and this thing off, start this machine first and then this machine. Once it came together, it created a really solid system, and we started to have a lot of fun.
Wait, check his IP.
Rich devised a performance situation that includes kind of the main acts from the beginning of the label, along with visuals by Ali Demirel. There are 3 live acts working with 3 DJs over the course of 5 hours.
Along with this, we were also creating this idea, this Minus membership for our 10-year anniversary. So we were also now taking, as a label, a step closer to the audience that way, saying, hey, become a member and engage your audience, engage each other on stage, engage Ali, and do something that possibly has never been done before. The computer running Traktor was the main computer of the whole setup. It sent sync to Geyser, Jesse, and Mark, allowing us all to be in time. It also sent timing information to my Ableton computer, which allowed us to do special effects. Audio from Geyser, Jesse, and Mark were coming through their own Allen and Heath 92 mixers directly to the master mixer, where Magda, Troy, and I mixed the final signal for the audience. As well as being our effect computer, the Ableton computer also ran an iChat system over Ethernet to Ali and Matthias so that we could communicate during the shows about what was happening visually and atmospherically with the lights. Also on this Ableton computer, we ran an internet browser that allowed us to write messages to the LED displays and write small SMS messages that went directly over wireless to the Cube, where anybody with an iPhone or a small personal communication device could retrieve audio content and also view live video streams from the stage. There was also an extra Ethernet connection to Brian's computer, which took the video cameras built into our Apple computers and broadcast those to the internet, as well as an audio stream from the main mixer and broadcast that to the internet too. It wasn't just about the people you saw on stage working on that whole experience. Brian was working on the internet connection to the outside world so that we could communicate with people online. Ali was in charge of the whole visualization and everything that you're seeing on the LEDs. Matthias was doing the lighting and kind of the atmosphere. Nima was making sure all the technology was plugged in the right way and we could perform. Katrin was in touch with all the promoters, booking the actual tour. Jenny was doing logistics, making sure everybody was in the right place at the right time. And Patrick was filming everything you're seeing now. Stefan was in charge of the overall technical setup for each show. Michael was the on-site production manager. Francie was looking after all the equipment logistics. And our friend the Cube was at each gig making contact with wonderful new people. The Cube grew out of that need to have a place or something to go to kind of say that you were there, to say, hey, I want to participate. I don't want to just dance. I don't want to just listen. I want to do all that, but I want to do more. And so the Cube became this central point in each venue where members would come to take their card and wand across it and, in a way, unlock the extra possibilities of that particular show. So it was important to kind of bring all that into a physical object that you could see and you could go and touch.
We use the RFID cards, which are the membership cards, so they get live updates right from Rich or right from the artist playing. People could browse and get new tracks and artist tracks off of the Cube itself if they brought a Wi-Fi enabled device.
The Cube was also connected to the Contact internet site where outside members could communicate by sending small messages that would be retrieved by the Cube, sent to Ali, and could be displayed on the LED screens.
This was more meant to be like you're here to help us do our live show or our DJ set, and we're going to give back to you, and then you're going to give back to us. So we're going to influence you, you're going to influence us, back and forth, and change the whole dynamic of a typical concert.
I think Contact was supposed to explore all those ideas of when technology heightens something or takes it down to the depths of despair.
It's the first Contact show. It's in Detroit. There's the Detroit Electronic Music Festival, so there's going to be a lot of people there, a lot of pressure. Today should be hopefully a really good party, hopefully really fun, but for sure a learning experience.
The original lineup, we didn't have Detroit as one of the Contact events. And once people in Detroit and a lot of friends there found out that the show was supposed to be in Chicago, we had a huge uproar, and people really felt disrespected. We had to quickly change the lineup and put Detroit into the lineup, and actually, unfortunately, then Detroit became the first show.
I think St. Andrews Hall is a good venue, but maybe didn't really lend itself to Contact shows.
We expected so much from the promoters, and we expected so much from Detroit, but we were asking a lot. And I don't think perhaps until we got to Detroit, we understood that we were asking more than they had been asked before.
I came into the venue that day and I was really disappointed. Because when I heard LED ceiling, I thought it's gonna be LED panels on the ceiling and it's all gonna be crazy. And then I came in there and it was just like these Christmas dots, and they were at least that far apart.
And so much of the shows are about the visuals, and at the show in Detroit, the visuals were displayed overhead. Who's going to go to a party and stand with their head up looking at the ceiling? I mean, it becomes a secondary kind of situation.
In the beginning, we were thinking about an LED setup on the ceiling. But again, we saw in Detroit what was working and what was not working, and we were not really happy with the result. So I had to perform it minimum elements, and it was really tough.
To do these shows, we would have to do them without turntables. So for Troy and I, it was a big difference, something we hadn't done before. So we're freaking out a little bit. We didn't have much time to prepare, and so we had to really just get in there, learn it quickly, and practice a bit.
Magda and I had to go and basically use Rich's setup that he's been playing the whole year with, like with no turntables. We had to go and learn that setup like without really a lot of practice on it. It's a completely different way to play and to mix. There's all these buttons. Does that button sync deck 1 and deck 2, or is that one that stops it? I kept pressing stop instead of the sync button. It was stressful in the beginning.
We used Tractor, Ableton Live, and we had nice mixers from Alan Heath, and all the mixes went into the main Alan Heath mixer, which is in 464, custom made.
We have 3 live acts that are all piped into this mixer, so we all have our own channels, but each live act has their own Alan Heath mixer. From whoever the DJ is, whether it's Rich, Magda, or Troy, they're playing records and songs on Tractor, and that's sending out a master MIDI clock through the network into a router, and that splits off to all the individual machines. And as soon as the first track starts, all of our live acts start, and it's all in sync.
Most of the time, everything stays in sync, and you don't have to worry about beat matching or anything. You can just get up and, for me being a live act, I can just get up and play a percussion line, or just play a hand clap if I want, or a synth line, or anything to add to the current sound of the music.
I think we opened at 11 o'clock, and 2 o'clock people were still standing outside because they had this crazy ticketing system.
It took hours just for people to get in there. And then the bass was so crazy that pieces of ceiling were falling on our heads.
St. Andrew's Hall is an old venue, and you would think if anything could rattle from the ceiling, it would have rattled out by now, but we had chunks of cement falling from the ceiling.
Every time there was like a kick drum, parts of the ceiling would fall down, so that's pretty much all night. And there was big chunks of ceiling, concrete and stuff, landing on my computer. I had to like turn my computer upside down and shake all this stuff out.
It was, in the end, a huge stress because there was so much expectations from the people there, from myself. We weren't ready.
We had the concept, but we didn't use the concept. Because I think it was really hard to break out of the typical lineup idea. For everyone to like give up their individual time slot and their individual attention and shift it into like doing it all together.
For me, Detroit, that should have been the best show for me. Like that should have been the show.
I think it was too early in Detroit. People really didn't know what was going on. Right. Neither did the guys. You know, they were still feeling their way.
The performance was also not really good. And I think everybody was feeling more weird about it. And the problem was that Detroit was very important for the whole techno people, and actually also for all the minus people, to do something very special. And then it didn't really work out as we thought.
You know, I look at things optimistically, so it definitely gave us a lot of energy to figure out what the hell we were doing for the next show, which was Sonar.
In Berlin, it had to be perfect. We wanted to also show the Berlin people how cool it can be, and we wanted to bring exactly that experience into Berlin.
I made the mistake of updating my software. Didn't cross my mind that it might be a problem. I plugged my hard drive in, and then 30 seconds later, it's like...
The computer crashed. I think maybe the best thing is to use your hard drive again, put everything on it.
I ended up calling someone from Native Instruments at like 10 o'clock. He's like, oh wait, what version do you have? I'm like, oh, I have whatever, 3.4. And Rich is like, oh, I have 3.3. So that was the problem.
This is a totally new hard drive.
So I had to go and like redo the files so it would show up. In Berlin, the contact show is me having to, realizing that all of these files are wrong.
Master's down.
I do this,
Amsterdam.
but
That goes to here.
Okay, where's the guy? I was responsible for the whole technical environment, that the artists have a nice sound. Sounds super. I fixed this, but this is the idea of having...
You need someone who has that technical overview, but you need also someone who can keep, you know, just the nerves and the tension down. And somehow Nima does both of those things in one person.
Usually when we go to a club and do a sound check setup there, I can maybe do this sometimes in 10 minutes, and it depends on how the setup is and what the club offers.
You got the green one?
But contact, usually it always takes 4, 5, 6 hours.
We have a screen in front of us so we can see what Ali's doing behind us, so that hopefully we can have even a better connection and a better feeling for the audio and the visuals. This camera is broadcasting via the cube over wireless LAN, so that people with little iPods or iPhones can actually get kind of a different view from back here.
It's interesting to see everybody in a room when he's got this type of idea and everyone's saying the same thing. We can't do this, it's impossible, the technology isn't there.
Later you'll see some other text members who aren't here, who are on the internet, can actually type small messages, and Ali can decide if he wants to put those on the screen. So there's a lot of like live connectivity.
You can never keep 100% up to Rich's visualizations because he seems to be always light years ahead of it.
They all seem to be working now. If most of them work tonight, it'd be great.
That's really cool.
Tonight, and they brought her. We're gonna put her right in between us.
Wow. Jesse brought SH-101 to the show, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, we can bring gear in now, which would also sync to everything. We had the SH-101 and they're running through delays, and so while maybe Magda and John are playing something, I could go up there and play a bass line, like live on the SH-101. Or Jesse could like add some synth solo or something like that, and it was so much fun, like that we can actually have a studio on the stage.
We can put the 101 here.
Oh yeah, but I gotta use the 101 too.
We can figure it out.
Keyboards. Yeah, we'll make room.
It can just go there.
As I was, I guess, the ringleader, I had to somewhat try to put a little bit of control on how far or how quickly we could add things or change anything.
Do what we did at Sonar, and when it's really working, then do something new. Don't try and do, because the last one was so good, start adding everything.
Sometimes I think perhaps we're like, well, let's not try something that we've done to go somewhere new. Let's try something new. I was like, hey, we're already in a whole new playground here. You know, let's not put like another game over there, another game over there. Let's perfect this.
Pizza time. Where? Oh my god. Details. If not, it's okay, but we have to have a file of the members who have logged in, because we're thinking members are going to log in during the show. But they reset my computer.
I was on the stage when he was there.
And you did the whole network setup again?
Network setup.
You have to go, I have to go back and like reattach all you guys.
He didn't restart the computer. He just stopped Tractor, copied files, restarted Tractor, and it was still set up.
We want to do a test of the timing. So.
Everything was perfect in Berlin for the setup. But I stood there and I looked around, and it was just then I started to like zero in on like thinking about the cables between this light and that light, and thinking, like, my God, like there's so many things that can go wrong here.
So, we do the beginning similar to Barcelona. Mm-hmm.
I wasn't responsible for all those things, but I was responsible for like keeping, I guess, a positive energy and like belief in the system.
Good luck. If we do it.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Shake and roll.
Was good, and I think there were some really strong moments.
It wasn't our best night playing together as a whole.
I really wanted it to be as amazing as Sonar, and it wasn't.
I'm going to wait till you finish all your plugs before I start doing the plugs.
Actually, you can start with the,
I can.
with the snake. And
I'll do the snake first. That's right.
London was chaos.
So we put Yeah, okay. Guy and Olga.
Oh, I have list names.
The venue, I don't like it. It's like you didn't see the stage when you were in the back of the floor, and like the whole, no.
I don't think it was the best place. The video screens were small and there was too much stage, so you couldn't see the video screen. If you're there and listening, it was nice, but I think behind the scenes was kind of like not.
I think the LED it was small that time, and it wasn't as.
It's on video. Way to go, Nima. No. Rescue that CDJ.
It's like a rock band type of show in an electronic type of environment. For a lot of promoters, this kind of show was brand new, and they never done something like this before. That case is not solid enough.
Not solid enough.
If you have a
They're
case
staging.
like this high, 30 centimeters, to put it on. London was a very complicated one because the venue was very different to all the other venues, so we had to shrink the production.
Every contact show was different. Every promoter had different possibilities of equipment. Every LED display was different, you know. It was really, you know, okay, that show was great. Let's start again. Throw everything away. Remember what we learned, but start again. Let's go over each point. It was really over every point in what became a 17-page rider.
Over the year, I think it melted more and more together on a nice and easy way.
Where does the wireless go? Or where is it?
I think it's in the cash office.
We didn't realize that we would have 3 or 6 feet concrete walls between rooms where the cube was located and the actual stage. So here the technology using the wireless didn't work at all because the signal just wouldn't go anywhere.
Exactly. We have a good feeling about tonight, though, right?
Yeah, it's really good. Really good feeling.
We see. We can get out here anywhere if you want. Yeah, it's fine.
And there were so many people outside freaking out like. They were running over the street like, I need a photo, I need a signature, you know, and we said, what the fuck is going on here, you know? We were like a little bit scared. The atmosphere was insane, the people were freaking out, it was crazy. I thought the show was great, and I thought we really, really played well together. Everybody was
relaxed and in a good mood.
It was so extremely hot on stage that my computer was just, the processor graph was just like off the charts, like, and then the audio was freezing and chunking out. I had so much pain the next day because I was trying to fix my computer and I was bent over trying to hide. You can't let anybody know that there are problems. So you have to keep a poker face and try to make it seem that everything is okay when you're totally freaking out and your brain's about to explode. It was completely a nightmare.
And there was moments where, and shows that perhaps weren't as successful or as enjoyable for us because the technical issues outweighed the, you know, the pure pleasure of what that moment should have been.
I tried to do it in half an hour, but we will see. I think it takes maybe 3 hours. So.
Oh, I'm a machine, you're a machine. Each and every one of us, we're a machine. Yep.
Go to work.
I need a ticket if you have, because it's sold out.
Ah.
I come from Italy.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I can ask if they have more tickets or something.
Or maybe a bracelet. Of course I will pay you whatever, but
yeah, because that's why I would do it.
Thank you.
I'll find out.
Thank you very much.
I think it's the first time that the curtain dropped.
Rich thought it would be a cool idea to organize a curtain for this show. So we organized a kabuki curtain. You press a button and the curtain falls down.
All of a sudden the curtain drops, Rich is there, and the music comes in. People really freaked out.
it kind of reminded me of a concert in the sense that, you know, when I was young and I would go to concerts, people would be holding their lighters up. And in that sense, it was kind of like that. You know, you'd see all these lights, but not one of them was a lighter.
Contact was through all the things we did about getting people really excited and having the most anticipation we could have possible in that room for what we were about to do. When the curtain dropped, there was just cell phones. They were already up. You know, they knew to expect something, and everybody was trying to record it. And when that dropped, you know, I'd never had that kind of feeling before. Like, I'd never seen so many cameras, and that instantly, it was like, I gotta, okay.
Amsterdam for me was the best because that was a place that really showed off the visuals, the LEDs.
To me, the main focus of the show was Ali.
There aren't many other labels who decide to pool those resources into providing like really high quality, stimulating imagery that reflects the idea of the music.
I'm an architect. I don't have a background in techno music. So when I started to work with Rich, I had a different point of view.
I want to try and get a couple more weird spots without so much beats in during the night. You know what I mean? Even for like 1 or 2 minutes where it's more washy. So try and make it super, super minimal and stripped down. You know what I mean? So it's really like...
During the show, we have like certain moments, like let's say a couple of moments where we really synchronize and then we separate.
Sometimes we're in communication, sometimes we're not, but there's always this kind of like dynamic that is working together and coming together and separating, but always in a very natural way.
Ali leads and I follow. So if he does big pictures, I can do big lights. Or if he does only works with some little dots, I can do some little lights. So it's really like, I can do big pictures, I can do big lights. Or if he does only works with some little dots, I can do some little lights. So it's really like, I can do big pictures, I can do big lights. Or if he does only works with some little dots, I can do some little lights. So it's really like, I can do big pictures, I can do big lights. Or if he does only works with some little dots, I can do some little lights. So it's really like, I can do big pictures, I can do big lights. Or if he does only works with some little dots, I can do some little lights. So it's really like, I can do big pictures, I can do big lights. Or if he does only works with some little dots, I can do some little lights. So it's really like, I can do big pictures, I can do big lights. Or if he does only works with some little dots, I can do some little lights. So it's really like, I can do big pictures, I can do big lights. Or if he does only works with some little dots, I can do some I do some dots.
So what we came down to was Ali and I talking before each show, kind of having an understanding of where the show might go, and then running a very simple iChat window, and also with Matthias, that I could communicate back and forth. You know, it's too light, it's too bright.
By that time, it was like our 4th or 5th show. Everything was working really well. We had kind of like found our place as live acts, what we can add, what we can take away, how much to do. The DJs knew how much room to give us, and it just started flowing really well, that show.
The monitors were nice, the system was nice, and we all were relaxed and played quite smoothly, I think. I enjoyed it.
To me, it was the first show that I got to really see, okay, this was the vision.
Amsterdam was the bomb.
Yeah, Amsterdam was amazing. Everything we had learned, everything the whole team had learned, just came together and clicked.
The thing that stands out for me from Rome is the actual venue itself.
The venue in Rome was incredible. Like the giant ceilings that went like 50 or 60 feet in the air with the rotunda.
It won't be in here. We can
Because the
control
center
it.
part could be served by front field.
Yeah, just in front, we could put some. Yeah, we can do that. My name's Tony Andrews.
So here,
My part in the job today is to make sure that the speakers are in the best position that we can put them in, circumstances allowing.
we can totally beat on there. I mean, it's not.
Let's put this is what I wanted to hear.
I think the significance of Tony being in Rome just showed to all of us how big the contact was becoming.
The device you see here is a special mid-range device which is very smooth. It's not harsh. I mean, it uses a paper cone driver. One of the inventions is that we can load a paper cone driver and get the same efficiencies that they get from the large format compression drivers, but without all the metallic harshness, because the diaphragm, the part that moves and excites the air, is metal in all these things, but in ours it's paper. Paper is more close to what humans like to hear. Metal isn't. Just contrast hitting a piece of wood and a dustbin.
This is really special. You know, we're trying to do our thing. Now the promoters have brought Tony here, and it was another piece of the puzzle.
You have two artists here playing, you have one here,
Yeah.
and you have one here. And they're all playing together and at different times.
So they need local.
These two should be for
Yeah.
the middle, because it's the most important,
Mm.
but those ones should be localized more for the left and right.
Okay.
Tony doesn't have to be on stage helping me with monitor setup, but he was.
Cool. Okay, so this is press box.
2 weeks ago we added a drum machine, like a virtual 909 and 808, which we've been programming on the screen, which was cool, but it was a little bit tedious. And today we start to test the Lemure, which I used to use in my DJ sets. And so we can actually program on the screen the drum patterns.
9 meters to 3 meters, right? This is 9 by 3, and you have.
There was a different type of LED, and the guy who was in charge for this was in Milano, you know? So the guys who were at the venue had no idea how to program the whole thing. So they took 5 hours on the phone with this guy in Milano trying to sort the problem out.
Quella al centro dove c'è adesso il, fammi pensare, c'è quello che parte uguale, la colonna sopra e quello al centro che mo ti dico quello che c'è.
They said, okay, we fix it in half an hour. Okay, we wait half an hour, it didn't work. Like 1 hour, 2 hours. It was like 5 minutes to open the doors and it was still not fixed. And Rich and I and Matthias, we had a little emergency meeting.
You get more smoke, you talk to me in half an hour, and you think about what we're going to do, and we do the best we can do.
Rich said, okay, see what you can perform with this setup we have and do whatever you can, do your best.
The moment we started, it didn't matter because nobody in the audience cared. They just wanted to see what this whole thing was about. And for them, Contact was about that experience in that venue at that moment. Even if they had seen it on YouTube, it was about the moment we were all together in that room. And it was up to us, start. Here we go.
The big venue, the people, it worked totally out.
The Italian crowd is totally crazy and fanatical and hysterical.
The people in Rome are really, really into Minus. There's hardcore fans.
Even though we had so much stress at soundcheck, we really came together and rocked it.
What Rome really taught me was that the show must go on.
Ghent?
Ghent.
Ghent.
Yeah, Ghent.
Ghent.
Ghent! Disaster.
I Love Techno will be the event. After all the others we had, it must be so cool, yeah? And we were all looking forward to this. And then we came there, saw this big venue, and saw the LED screen, the lights and everything, and it was like, Jesus, this will be the bomb.
I Love Techno were really open about allowing us to do Contact there, but in the end, it just wasn't the right place.
contact show is something quite special. It needs its own atmosphere and doesn't quite fit just next to the drum and bass hall or next to the trance room.
Because of all the other rooms and all the other DJs there, it just dissipated the potential, the anticipation.
I think maybe a lot of the people that were there were not really there specifically to see the contact show.
Come on! Let's go!
As soon as we started, it didn't feel right.
I had more problems with files, so I played some wrong track I didn't mean to, and it was really boring and lame in the beginning. That started everything off in a shitty way, and then it went in different shitty ways after that.
I couldn't grab it and take it where it should have gone, and nobody else could. And it just meandered from beginning to end.
It's a tough thing to do, a show like that. You have to concentrate for the whole time, 6 hours, and really think about what you could contribute to what's happening.
A lot of them actually played the Friday or even the Thursday, Friday, and then a contact show on the Saturday.
The last thing you want is to show up to a contact event and be completely exhausted, because what's coming up is going to drain you even more.
We went from one of the best shows to going to Ghent, which ended up being the worst show.
I think that this was probably one of my least favorite ones.
I think Ghent was the worst of the shows.
And then we thought, okay, boah. And then we had really a little breakdown about it.
After Ghent, I was really pissed at myself and all of the artists.
Thank God it was summer there. It's so beautiful and warm, and Buenos Aires is a very interesting, really cool city. It's very sophisticated.
When we first got there, Ali and I were just taking pictures of the place because it was just so interesting. Incredible interiors, like old vintage amphitheater kind of feel, but 1920s deco and all mixed together with a modern system inside. And the stuff hanging from the ceilings was incredible. It was really beautiful.
We always go one day before the main event to the venue for setting everything up.
I came in and I saw it is not possible. When are you finished with all the settings?
No lo sé todavía. Ahora viene Fabio está haciendo Fabio para la parte técnica. O sea,
Some minutes we will tell you at what time.
There were so many emails in advance to the show, and they agreed to so many things, and then we came there and nothing.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, well, we don't have 18 LEDs as you requested. Excuse me. Yeah, but how comes you confirm it? Yeah, well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I showed him the emails, and yeah, it's just the email.
They work quick. Don't worry.
Okay, and Fabio is doing the production, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have to discuss it with him, I think. So yeah. Okay.
Yes, he's coming right now.
Tomorrow morning is going to be all the setup of the stage and the lights, everything. Today night, and tomorrow morning. There is one complex.
Well, in the end, we found out
it was the same promoter for the Madonna concert
on the same weekend, so she took maybe our other LEDs.
In the background of Buenos Aires, there was, the shit was hitting the fan.
This LED screen is hanging here. You can move it. If you don't need the lowest row, we can put him there. But that's okay.
And the lighting, everything's going to be okay with the lighting?
12 moving lights, just 8, but it's okay for us because the circle is smaller, so we agree to it.
I was hearing reports of what wasn't going on and what was happening down at the venue, and it was just like not looking good.
After the Ghent show, everyone was really interested in making a great show happen.
As soon as we got to Buenos Aires, I called an artist meeting and said, hey, what happened? Guys, we only have a couple more shows to go.
And all of you guys, the whole time. And the moment it dropped, the curtain, I was like, okay, this is going to be a tough night. And then throughout the whole thing, there was a lot of times when, I don't know if Mark said it or someone said, what time is it? Man, it's only been 2 hours.
In Sonar, we kind of played a little bit more separately. Like, I played for probably 40 minutes at Sonar. And then Magda played for an amount of time. And since then, we've kind of started doing this 20 minutes switching, and I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm just like bringing that up as a difference.
We got that energy and we went with it. If we'd have changed it, maybe it would have went up and down.
Yeah.
I had to also probably say some things that were a bit hard because I was the group leader. I'd been the leader in a way of minus and this and that, but it was another step in the context story. It was like, well, I've never been in this situation before. What do we do?
I didn't know any of the stuff he was playing, so I kind of have to, kind of guess at what the musical changes might be in the tracks.
Since we know all your stuff, pretty much where the changes are, even if you're doing live versions, we know how it goes. When we start playing too much brand new things that we're totally into, you guys have no idea where the changes are or what's happening, and so you guys, it's already alienating you. You know what I mean?
After that conversation, I think it was like resynced us all.
It's good.
So it's really like, hey, group hug. Let's we're in this together. We're all we're friends here. Let's hit it out of the park again.
Buenos Aires was probably the hardest technically. They were not exactly 100% following the rider.
So we have to try and we have to be flexible, find out what is the best way to work here and to make a great show.
We had a number of technical issues with the bad cabling and I think some bad network switches. But in all the cases, you try to make everything work as best as possible.
Iván, te pongo la milonga. Te pongo onda. Pero que abra la puerta.
Can say hello to Ali. Voy a mandar saludos a Ali.
Yes, of course. Why? Because Rich Hawtin is the...
Hola!
The audience is really captivating and sexy and cool, and
everybody is just dancing, having a good time, really good positive energy.
The Buenos Aires show was magical from the moment it started because there was so much stress the moment before.
The bass drum came in and then you could see the people and you say, yes, okay, that's what we did and this is now, let's go.
You felt the warmth of South America come.
Rich's Guide to Tokyo. It's little things to keep in mind, you know, like little things that people might forget or don't even know.
I know about the chopsticks, I know about the pouring and the shoes and the door. The door of the taxi is really important. They freak out if you touch the taxi door and try to open it. So, because they have little levers. You know this, right? You've been there.
I vaguely remember.
Contact in itself was an adventure for all of us to get together and go somewhere we'd never been before. And I think part of going to Tokyo with everybody was, you know, giving something back. The Japanese promoters had the idea of taking photos of everybody as they came off the plane, basically, just to keep track of all these people. You really don't want 40 Europeans coming over to do a show and getting lost in Tokyo.
Everyone? No, not you. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
What's your stuff? That's what the show is or was. You know what I mean? And how complex it is.
Sorry.
Welcome to Tokyo!
Tokyo was great. A lot of sake. We ate some really undescribably strange sea life. The Contact show was held in a giant space for something to the number of 6,000 or more people.
There must have been like 300 people just setting up, and it was so efficient. They all had like work helmets on, like construction workers, and it was like a weird Playmobil set or something like that, where you're just watching everything work.
The hall was like covered with a big black curtain the whole way through, so you had like this little black box feeling.
So we're all good today. No weird places, no weird bunkers where there's no signal. No, you know, we got everything we asked for in the rider. It was perfect. Yeah, cool. We had so much bandwidth. Everything was followed to a T. Everything was set up. We had people watching, people listening, you know, saying it was great. SMSs, we opened it up to everybody, not just the members. So, you know, it was more of a global event. And of course, you know, it was the last show and everybody just went crazy and had a great time.
Electronic music and techno music is music that is created by a force that is supposed to move forward.
Contact is not a thing which happens or ends in this 1 year. It's more like, go on.
It was a really cool concept. It was really fun to do the shows, and I'm excited to play because it's 10,000 people and this weird setup and so many possibilities, and it's cool. And so I hope we keep doing them. I hope we do more.
It was special. And for the people that are there and that were at the show at each location, you know, they're going to remember it as something really special.
It's like something you should see once, you know, if you never see it before.
It was really, really, really hard. You know, we had a lot of people who still at the end, I don't think, got it, but I knew the people who did get it really understood how special the moments were that we created. Not only us, the whole team, but the people in the crowd. And that crowd had stretched all over the world. And that was the point, using all this stuff that we take for granted to bring people in faraway places or even just next to you together. And we did it.